Look at that. I made all of that. That's pretty good, isn't it? There's a couple of ones that are a bit crap. I.e. this one here, this one, and a couple down the edge. Because we were trying to make the most of the last 5 minutes. They said that like you had 5 minutes left, so you can make one more roll. And I'm like, okay, go, quick. Make as much as you can. I can confirm they taste lovely, but look at this. Look how professional that looks. Oh, and it's so firm as well. Oh man, I think I'm a natural bubba. Is it good? They really were delicious, and it was jolly good fun. It was like a good hour of like, they showed us how to like make a thin roll, and then they showed us how to make the thick roll, and then we had time to like make one last quick one, and it was literally a case of like, we have 5 minutes, like use all of the stuff you can use. And it was like quick. But no, it was jolly good fun. I really enjoyed it. Otherwise, we had like a quick wander around town. I've been hovering over a couple of things now, because I feel like I'm at the time of my life where all of my stuff, I feel like I've lived very cheaply for the past couple of years, and a lot of the things that I own are now starting to come up for renewal, essentially. Like half of my wardrobe's quite old. Atlas is like getting a bit old. I really want a Google Home, kind of want a Fitbit. And I've been hovering over whether or not to get a iPad because basically the Nexus just kind of crashes on you all the time. It crashes, it breaks, it's really slow. Like, we literally only use it to control the Chromecast and to, I use it to like watch videos while I'm like cooking and stuff when Laura isn't here. I've been toying with the idea of getting an iPad. So yeah, we had a look around town and stuff. Laura got some exercise things, and we bought some cookies, which we've also been enjoying today. Been absolutely delicious. I've sorted out a video, got it uploaded, I believe. Yeah, I think it went live. No one's commented on it yet. I never remember to check that it's gone live, and then I get an email through saying, oh, comment, and I'm like, oh shit, yeah, so it did go live. I sorted out that, and then I spent about an hour and a half doing some programming. I am currently mapping all of my old information onto my new object and trying to like do that in a nice-ish way. I'm using Automapper to do it as best as possible. But yeah, so that's like the joy that I'm currently having. But obviously, like all of the objects, like the two objects I'm mapping between are two like vastly different objects, because one of them is designed to show information to the user, and the other is a set of different objects that are used in different places. So it's good fun. But yeah, otherwise we watched Doctor Who, which was alright, and then we watched the film that I was talking about in last video, which is called Children of Men. And I can 100% recommend it. It's a brilliant film. I'm not a film person. I don't really like films particularly. It was a case of I saw that and I really wanted to watch it. I impulse bought the Blu-ray. We watched it today and me and Laura both loved it. It was really good. It's really dark. And I think I really like films like that because they're so real. And like, that shit would happen. And that terrifies me. Like, I'm quite sociopathic until things start happening to a lot of people. And what really fucks me up is when normal people do shit which is really fucked up, but they're forced to do it because of the situation they're in. A bit like my favourite scenes in a film, which I am going to spoilers, 28 weeks later if you've not seen it. There is a point where they are coming out of a train station. Basically, backstory. UK had a virus which turned everyone into zombies. They all died, and then they were trying to repopulate it, but a zombie's got out and is now inside a big crowd of people who are running away from a train station, and then the army are ordered to just fire on all the people and just kill everyone there. And that fucks me up. That kind of shit, that affects me. But no, it was genuinely really good. And one of the bits that I thought was really good in this, spoilers if you're going to watch it, which I recommend you do, skip a couple of seconds, is the baby that gets born. CGI, and there's like a breakdown of that on the Blu-ray extra features. The CGI of that bit was fucking awesome. Like, it was really good. Like, and it was made in like 2006, and I watched it, and as I was watching it I said, that's incredible, I wonder how they did it. And then it happened to flick onto the extra features, and there was one there when it finished, which was really good. Yeah, I'm a bit of a nerd for watching, like, I love watching like breakdowns of visual effects and all that kind of stuff. And also, it's really interesting as well because the DVD, the Blu-ray must have been out like as the first set of Blu-rays came out, so it's got like loads of really weird features on it. Like there's this weird BD Live thing where you seem to be able to go on and look at trailers and potentially download things. It's like really weird because they got to the point that they were DVDs where they couldn't really put anything else on them without putting separate discs, and then no one really gave a crap about the extra second disc. And Blu-rays came out, and they didn't know what the hell to do with all this data, and they were like, fuck it, let's just put on this. Let's let them have like weird menus that come up in the middle of the... yeah, those were the days. We were forecasted a lovely day, all day. We waited till the afternoon, got some work done this morning, waited till the afternoon to go out on a bike ride with the bikes, and then it starts raining. That bike ride got rained off, so we've had a day inside today. We haven't really done much exciting. What I have done is I've hopefully stemmed my desires to purchase and spend money on a tablet by doing a hard wipe on my Nexus. So now literally we have 4 apps. I exclusively use this as a Chromecast remote. So up at centre, all the Chromecast things, and then obviously all the Google shit. But I've like signed out of everything, so it can't like clog up with emails and anything like that, which is unrequired. Because I used to use it for university and stuff. I used to put lecture slides on it and be able to carry my notes around, and it was easier than a laptop. But yeah, it's just basically a Chromecast remote these days. Otherwise, I've been having fun developing mappers and things to generate all my return results. It's really boring stuff. It's just really tedious getting all the information that I need from all the relevant places that I need to get it from in a nice way. It's going well. I'm kind of using like a thing called Automapper, which is in theory designed to make it a bit easier to do. It's going to make it easier, so when I'm actively like wiring up my mappers, I just have to inject one thing in and then it manages everything else, which is going to be nice. But it's a bit of a pain in some respect because of the complexity of the object, and the reason that I'm changing it from like internal objects to an external object, it means I'm not really getting anything automatically from Automapper. So, like, the advantage of it is that if it sees things like email address, it will just directly map them, and things like that. So it's quite clever, and it's able to dynamically map some things. It's just dynamically mapping very few things. And there's a couple of things, like at the moment, I treat everything as like a file path currently in the system. But an absolute file path is useless to the user, so I'm figuring out a way of generating relative file paths out instead of the ones. I'm going to sneeze. My hay fever, I feel, is coming back. I've been sneezing a bit today. Otherwise, pottering around doing Sunday jobs. But I got a good 4.5 hours worth of programming done today, which I'm quite proud of. Yeah, so back to work. Oh god, I want to sneeze so bad. This lady just parked next to me, and I, well, what the fuck is that parking, man? That's terrible. Just I need to change the fucking headlight again on my car. God damn it, that's irritating. Otherwise, we got the creators update for Windows 10 last night. And I clicked like update as I went to bed. Update, shut down and update. Right, it shut down, turned it on this morning because I was like, oh, I wonder I kind of know what's changed, but I was just like, have a play with it while I'm having my breakfast. And then it spent half an hour updating still until it got to the login screen. Got to the login screen and updated again once it got past that point. Like, I said update and shut down, right? That means, like, if you have to turn yourself on to carry on the update, do that. And then shut yourself down after. I don't want to turn it on in the morning and you still be updating. If I would have waited till lunchtime to turn on my laptop, I'd have just lost a productive lunchtime, you know? And that's sad. Now, because of aforementioned broken headlight, I had to run around like an absolute nutcase. Came home, cooked dinner because Laura's bussing because of the rain. And then while she was doing the washing up before we went shopping, I ran down to the car to try and sort out the headlamp. There's some kind of knack to it, which is really difficult to learn because there's some kind of spring which you've got to like trigger. But I think the only way of seeing what spring that is and how to do that is to like actually take the whole thing out so you can see it. But it's like so difficult to see, and you can't watch any videos on it online because all you see is just some bloke like, with his arm in an engine bay. I keep going to the same point where I'm able to like take all the protection off of it, and I unplug it. I take the electrics off of it, and then I just can't get the like metal catch off. So I ended up having to rush it down to Halfords and pay them to do it. And then, which makes you feel so unmanly. We rushed off to Pets at Home, got Graham some new stuff. We got a new water bottle and a new ball, which she has rolled into her bed. And got some treats and stuff as well, because we're actually running out of treats for her. So, after a year. Like, she's pretty cheap, she's pretty low maintenance, to be fair to her. And then we did our normal shop and whatnot before coming back. We watched Born to Kill, which is on Channel 4. And it was really good. It was quite predictable, but it was really good. Like, the main character guy, it was so creepy. Like, he was the creepiest motherfucker you've ever seen in your life. And that poor actor has now got to go his life being the creepy guy from Born to Kill. The weather has been shifting recently. It's now a lot greyer and wetter. Which is good, mind, because we're like pretty close to having a drought at this rate, but it's still really like warm. Just drop the temperature down, make it rain, and then it doesn't matter that you have to wear a coat and stuff, but it's too warm for a coat. That's the problem. It's too warm for a jumper, really. But god damn it. Hopefully it doesn't rain at lunchtime, because I want to head on out and pick a mix, because we're going to the cinema tonight. But if it was raining, then I'll stay in and do some work instead. Look at me being such a hero, going out into rain to go get pick and mix. This guy has the world's squelchiest shoes. Pick and mix went down a treat. I felt like a big grown-ass man-child going into this tiny little pick and mix shop in my jumper and work trousers and work shoes, and just being like, oh, I'm gonna get some sweets, put them in my little thing. And then took the bag to the old woman behind the thing, and she told me about what did she tell me about? She told me that they just got some bath rock and it had come from Blackpool. How pretty old it's got to be said. But otherwise, the cinema was pretty good. We went to go see Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, which was pretty good. Like, I think that's my favourite like Marvel film. Pretty funny. I'd recommend it. I'd recommend you go and see it if you want to go and see it, you know. But yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed that, and we have just got back. It's 11 o'clock at night. I'm thinking of heading to bed early and having an early night. The problem with watching films after work is that halfway through I've got to stay on Laura watch, making sure she's awake, because she just started to drift off, although she enjoyed it as well. But yeah, so working. What is there something else I need to do? Was there something I had to tell you? And also got everything in place so we could do the deployment of the End Gateway today. And now we are migrating from one message busing system to a different message busing system. We were using Rabbit MQ, and now we're moving to Azure message bus, which is really annoying because previously we were using Azure. Right, 99% of the time this is fine because we use an End service bus over the top, so we can just literally just update a NuGet package and it's perfect. Except for something that I made a while ago, which is directly invoking Rabbit because of the box that it's got to run on. And I've got to do a load of work to refactor that now. It's not going to be pretty. And it's really annoying because I'm looking at like what it used to be, because it used to be this thing, then we went to Rabbit, then we're going back, and I'm like trying to look at it in GitHub and be like, right, okay, so we want that, but then there's a lot of things that came in later that are going to be quite difficult to kind of map now. Because the way that Rabbit worked meant that we couldn't have some things just like working out of the box, and now we have to have, we like built things to allow that to happen, refactored a lot of stuff to make that work. But then, yeah, anyway, it's going to be my fun little pet project tomorrow probably. Should be able to finish it though, hopefully in a day. But yeah. It's nice to actually get some rain every now and again. It's ever so nice. It's just so much fresher. Still never get tired of the old, got to love a good self-opening umbrella. They're life-changing, they honestly are. To be honest with you, yeah, my only criticism with the weather is that it's still too warm. I'd much prefer it if it was a little bit cooler and I could wear a coat and then not have to take an umbrella with me. I have managed to get everything up and running. It's all there and configured and talking to my service bus instance on Azure, but I just need to wait for someone else to finish the bit that feeds into my stuff, and then basically make sure it all works together and talks to each other nicely. Otherwise, what's the fucking point? Otherwise, I wanted to get some work on my own project done at lunch because I didn't get any done yesterday, and I didn't manage to find time to because our entire team got distracted by taking like political compass tests online. It was pretty funny, which was pretty good fun. All of them basically confirm what I already knew, who I should vote for, based on my opinions on things. So yeah, good times. By the way, if you haven't registered to vote, bruh. What a productive evening. Despite the rain, Laura still had netball. It actually stopped raining by the time she left. So I've been here programming hard. I've got a full 3 hours of programming done this evening. This evening alone as well, which is really good. I got 2 hours done when she went to netball, and then an hour, and I'm just about to head to bed now. So yeah, it's going well. Just building up automapper resolvers and stuff. Figuring out, I had to open up a new endpoint on my one of my controllers, because the place that I decide which files are suitable for testing is like in one of my external controllers, and it's like internal knowledge. So I've just made that public on the API, and it's all good. So that's what I was doing this evening. I had a dream last night where 3 other rodents, like rat-style things, moved in to live with Graham, and then they hid from us, so we didn't know they were there. But then they were bullying her. Oh. You know when you're just having one of them days where literally every single set of lights has turned into red as I get there? And I'm like, is there some kind of camera? Is this on purpose? The traffic isn't bad. I just had difficulty pulling out of our road because like it was just flowing traffic and stuff. So I couldn't pull out very easily. But like, basically I was on time until all of the red lights have now pushed me 5 minutes behind schedule. That's not very fair. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if this is some kind of ruse. I am officially 7 minutes behind schedule. I think I've placed it. It's because of a number of lorries. There was a lorry that was carrying cars, 2 lorries that were carrying cars that caught me up just as I left the house. And then literally, I've seen about 3 other lorries that are slowing everyone else down, you know? But next week we get to go to my normal park and ride at last. The road's reopening. I think, to be honest with you, it either opens today or on the 16th. So it's already open, but I'm not risking it. It's definitely open on Monday, so... Oh god, I've missed that road so much. In the end, it actually all worked out alright. There is like a little patch in Bath, just as I get to the park and ride, which is like less than 100 metres long and takes about 10 minutes to drive down. But today, there was no cars on it. So bizarrely, Bristol was really bad, Bath was perfect. The umbrellas are back. They did this last year? Last year when we came to Summer Ball. It is quite nice to walk down though, to be fair, even though it's a tried and tested thing. It would be better if they weren't just like solid lines and they were a bit more random. In other news though, ladies and gentlemen, we had a pretty slow day today. The morning was kind of taken away from, we were doing backlog refinement, and then otherwise we were trying to figure out how to get the 2 parts of the anti-corruption layer talking to each other via message buses. We were kind of like had 2 people racing from 2 different things, like this is the ideal one we want, this is what we've got at the moment. 2 people race into the middle to see if we could figure out who could get there soonest. Fortunately, we were able to change the one that wasn't the ideal solution. That laid within a different part of the code, which unfortunately took like half the day to get fixed and whatnot. And we couldn't get time to deploy it in the evening, which was really annoying. So we wanted that deployed and out of the way. But yeah, I don't know whether it might be deployed by the time I get in tomorrow, but you know. Yeah, otherwise I've been kind of going through our bugs and stuff and trying to like figure out how they could be addressed moving forward. As we're about to like start the next big chunk of work, we've basically just redeployed everything, just got everything signed off, we're about to kick into it again. So I'm assuming that will start tomorrow. What else is going on? Otherwise, me and Laura have had a chilling evening. We had a delicious stir fry thing which we made from scratch with like homemade burgers, homemade beef and black bean burgers, and then a really fresh stir fry, which is really nice. I really like making stir fries from like scratch yourself. It's always really like, you know what I mean by. Otherwise, I've been working on my mappings of stuff. Basically, I've realised that it's not as clean as I'd hoped it would have been to use auto mapping stuff. because of how nested all the objects are in the results object, but not in the original object. So it's really not all that clean for some of the stuff. I'm currently trying to create an object which is my kind of like health object. It defines the health of an instance, i.e. like its build, its test results and all that kind of stuff. And that's quite a complicated object to build up, and it's quite difficult to kind of shoehorn the automapper to do it properly. But then I kind of want to use the automapper for some stuff, but I kind of want to use automapper to get in, direct into my own stuff, and then go back into automapper again. And that is difficult to do, to say the least. Because, like I say, the objects are linked to each other. The mapper can't call itself while it's in configuration mode. It's such a pain in the arse. So I think I'm just going to have to casually have this object be the one thing that doesn't come from automapper, which is going to be really annoying. But yeah, it's a case of like this wants to be... automapper gets called, and then it calls like its own internal configurations to like set itself up. But yeah, it's kind of like I want to call it and then jump out, then jump back in again. And then jumping back in again is the bitch. Anyway, that's that. That's my joy. I'm going to sleep on it tonight, I think, and get on with it. Otherwise, that thing I was telling you about Graham, my dream I had about Graham last night, really like fucked me up. I've been thinking about it all day. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to end this video here. It's been lots of really short videos added up to make quite a chunky video, so I'm going to end the day here. I am going to get this thing finished. This bloody automapper thing is going to be done by the end of the weekend. I guarantee it, because it's pissing me off. I'm going to sleep on it and basically solve it tomorrow, is my plan. And what else is going on? We get breakfast tomorrow, because someone's last day is tomorrow, so we're going to have breakfast. It's going to be delicious. And yeah, otherwise I don't know what the plans are this weekend, so you'll have to come back to find out. But, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching this video. I'll catch you later.